Hi, my name is Susan Bradley. I'm doing my fire on Station Nightclub Fire in Warwick, Rhode Island, February 20th, 2003. This fire started in a nightclub that was renovated from a restaurant into a nightclub. It had 462 patrons at the club at the night of this fire. During the band playing, they had pyrotechnics which threw sparks as a visual aid, and soundstage was filled with foam to keep the sound, to make the acoustics better. And it's a wooden structure. It is a single floor, 4 outlets, 3 windows. It had 462 people in it. 100 perished during this fire. 2 of them were employees that were taken by ambulance and later died. The changes in the fire code was that they had changed for ICC, were part of the federal and state, and they changed it from the codes so that the fires would not be over occupancy more than under 100, and when they're over 100 they have to have 20-pound fire extinguishers, 2 in every outlet and every exit. They had no exit signs stating which way to go, so the crowd was unsecure, which means that no one was showing them where to go, so they panicked and all went out the entrance where they came in, and they exited out of that. 97 of them were in the middle of the doorway, weren't able to get out, and they all perished. There was 162 that were injured. 32 were unharmed. 132 were uninjured but were able to escape. Due to this fire, they found out in the basement there was an extra piece of the pyrotechnics material that they had taken to the lab, and the lab had tested it and found out that it was the same pyrotechnics that they had used in the fire, which was illegal, and it was done without malice to any injury. When this pyrotechnics went out, it spread way out to the sides and way over to the top, which was 15 seconds each interval of shooting the fireworks. It was like a fireworks inside, and it torched off the foam that was an insulation around the fire, and it made a great big smoke, so they couldn't get a way out. During this investigation, the investigation showed that they had to find out the cause of the fire and what can they change in the codes to make it better for everyone else in the future. They used this as one of their fires to find a better fire code for the single buildings. They had to have not under 100 and not over for occupancy. There had egress in the structure, and it fell to the ground. They couldn't get in because they did not have fire extinguishers. They had actually a couple of fire extinguishers, but they had no sprinklers, because since they went from a restaurant to the club, it was still not changed. It was still showing 100 occupancy instead of the 462 that actually were in this fire. So they had no fire extinguishers that were visible by touch, and no fire sprinklers where they would be able to set the fire and let the fire go out. The one thing that they needed to do is find a visual aid, and they weren't able to. They need to find a visual to help people get out. This is Susan Bradley, and this is the Station Club Fire in Rhode Island, Warwick, Rhode Island, February 20th, 2003. Thank you, sir. Good night.